Boy, I am not excited about how the phone keeps cutting out. Let's see who jumps on again. Phone totally died. Completely shut off, completely blacked out. Again, just like last time. Only this time it didn't. Last time it said, what's up? Last time the phone completely cut out. It said that the phone got too hot, and this time it just completely blacked out. So I don't even know where I was. And that one didn't save. Oh, I've really got to find a new platform. Okay, so I don't know who asked that question, and I don't know if she is on. Let's see who jumps back on. Oops. And hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if my phone's gonna cut out again. It's. Why is it that with technology, the newer technology we get, I get an iPhone X, 10, whichever one you guys want to call it, and then it cuts out more now than the other one did. I'm not excited about that. Attracting toxic people. Yes, you're on. Okay, great. So that whole thing that we just did totally didn't save. So we'll see if this one did. Releasing control. Yes, pattern in relationships. Okay, cool. Love you guys for all jumping back on. Hopefully it will. If it goes out again, I'll just jump back on. So we'll just keep going. Okay, so releasing. Okay, so backtrack. 95% of people have this same pattern because we're programmed. Speaking of programs, we are literally programmed by society to run this program. It's a whole collective thing, right? You could get into the conspiracy of like, oh, to keep us enslaved and blah, 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 and whatever. It's the victim program. You guys have heard me talk about this. If you haven't heard me talk about this, shout out to Reviving Radiance, the webinar. I'm doing another one on the 19th for anybody who didn't join, and I will tell you exactly about it. But the reason why I say the majority of people in society are operating this program is because that's how society is set up. To keep us disempowered, to keep us forgetting who we authentically are, to keep us from our next higher version of ourselves, to keep us from achieving our greatest potential, right? If you're the victim, you can't possibly achieve that, right? A lot of the times, empaths too will take that on, right? If you're a true empath, you will be able to sense people's emotions without taking them into your body. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. That I'm gonna just share because that was another thing that came up even this weekend from the event that I did. We talked a lot about being an empath. So yeah, quick little shout out for, since you guys are all back on and I didn't get to do it, Reviving Radiance, the webinar. I am doing 2.0 for anybody internationally and domestic, whoever missed it, because I got a lot of feedback from you guys saying some of you guys missed it. So I'm going to do another one that's on the 19th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, it's a Monday. I'm trying to make it for like everybody's schedules. The replay of the other one is still available, so if you want that, then I can show you where to get to that. I'm going to do a quick little announcement. Is that okay? Just briefly, real quick. If you guys are in Los Angeles, I will be starting meditation classes at the Debbie Reynolds studio. I'm going to do a special new moon manifesting by the moon workshop. So blueprints, all of that fun stuff, exactly how to use the energy of the moon. And then right after that, there's going to be a separate meditation that I will be teaching. So if you're in Los Angeles, come to one, come to both. They're offered as separate classes, so you can either buy a full package or pay for them separately. What else? The radio interview that I did on the Adam Harmon show, that link I put in my bio, so you guys can see that. Okay, that's it. So, all right, back to fun stuff. Not that stuff is not fun, but yeah. And you guys know sessions are open and available. I'm creating them as 3 different sections because what I'm finding is some of you are in the space of I need to let go of relationship and toxic relationships, right? And those patterns. Some of you are in the how do I connect more deeply to either my masculine side or my feminine side, whether you're a man or a woman, and how to get that balanced. And then some of you are in the, okay, I don't want to focus on the relationship stuff anymore. I want to go after my passion, my purpose. So I'm setting up the 30-minute kind of like super quick remedy sessions. Those are all links in my bio. So because I'm just finding you guys are all in different places. So it's my job to kind of help you exactly where you're at. And this is all until I can get my website finally launched, which should be happening hopefully by the end of this month. So that I won't have to do all this stuff. Okay. I couldn't watch what you spoke about forgiveness. I know. And the phone completely just died again. So I don't know if I'm going to have to call Apple about that or what the deal is. Because it literally just blacked out. Like nothing. So when that happens, Instagram doesn't let me save it because I didn't hit end and I didn't hit save for the Instagram live. So that was completely lost. So if you want help releasing the forgiveness stuff or repatterning, then I'd say let's just do a session. Because that's where, either way, that's where I can help you guys the most. So I love showing up and doing the lives with you guys and getting kind of a general as much as I can offer you guys. But of course, like the specifics to each person, I'm only going to be able to help you guys the most within session. So if that's something that you're called to, go to the link in the bio and do that. What do you know about hypochondria? Like being a hypochondriac? I'm not going to touch on that. Let's see. Do you believe that when you meet your soulmate, you feel it in your body? Ooh, I like that question. Okay. God, hopefully this is going to stay on. If it jumps out or if it dies again, then I'll just jump on again with you guys. How do I want to answer that? Okay. What you can do. It's part of the visioning process, right? And I do this in the Reviving Radiance course, but I do this with one-on-ones as well. It's part of creating the vision of not just what you want to create for your life, but also the soulmate that you want to call in, right? There's a very hypnotic visual where you can create what you want and attach, I don't want to say attach, get in touch with the emotion of that future soulmate, okay? Or you can also do it with one from a past life. So if you meet them again in this life, then you'll know, right? And so you can get in touch with the feeling of how your energies are together, right? You can almost like time travel it on your own timeline interdimensionally and connect with their energy. So that should you, or I should say, when you meet them in person in this lifetime, should that be an alignment, I feel like I have to say that, then you'll know it'll already almost like be in your cellular and emotional memory, right? So it's almost like I'm answering your question in a way where yes, you can, but you have to first get in touch with that feeling. Because how are you going to know that's the feeling until you know what it felt like when you were with them before, right? Or when, let's say, whether you were with them before in a past life, or if you can future jump on a timeline, get in touch with them. I'm going quantum with you guys real quick. If you can future timeline jump, get in touch with the feeling of when you guys meet each other, then jump back here, and now you have a cellular memory of what that is, right? It's one of the things that I feel like I have done. I've jumped into the future and created that connection. And so I know the feeling of it. I know the feeling of it in my heart and in my body. So anytime I meet somebody, if it's not that, I know. I've gotten pretty okay with picking it up on pictures. And this was before, I hadn't done this before. I should have done it before. It probably would have saved me getting into quite a few relationships I shouldn't have gone into. But then there's to say that, some relationships maybe you want to get into because you're bored or because you want the experience. Maybe you know that they're not necessarily your soulmate, but you're like, okay, this is here for a reason, right? I like to say if they're not the one, they're on the way to the one. Because everything's going to align. And you can appreciate the time that you have, no matter whether they're your soulmate or not. I want to make this super clear too. Appreciate the time that you have with whoever you're with for as long as you're with them. Because it's all that lesson learning experience and ultimately that emotional experience that you guys are creating to have together that will either serve you to then be with the next person or serve you on your own personal soul journey. So it's like this tricky conversation when we talk about soulmates because if you're valuing each relationship that you get into as if it's a soulmate, then does it make it your soulmate? I'm just gonna let that one hang for a little bit. So in projecting yourself into the future to connect with whatever you want to call it, soulmate, twin flame, your next divine partnership, all you're really doing is connecting with the deepest part of your spirit and what it wants to experience. And whoever shows up to then match that vibration to create that experience with you, call it a soulmate. Call it whatever you want to. But ultimately, have fucking fun having the human and the spiritual experience of it for as long as it lasts. Because we're not guaranteed anything. As much as we would like to say, as much as we would like to wishfully think that, we're not. Whether that means that the relationship separates or whether that means that the lifetime separates, right? Okay. How do you project yourself into the future? You can do a hypnotic technique, or you can call me to do a session on it. Absolutely. Preach. I love you guys so much. I love that you just accept me showing up here and channeling whatever wants to come out of my mouth, because I take off my filter when I show up at Soul Circle. So thank you. Thanks for showing up and creating this space with me. I couldn't do it without all of you. How does it feel? Okay. Where are we at? I love you. Thank you, Rebecca. Awesome. And so far the call is, or the phone is good. Technology. That was such a good one too. I wish, I'm not going to say wish. Wasn't meant to be. Releasing control. Been doing a lot of practicing that. Release attachment, release control. Just got to let be whatever is, right? So the recording didn't record. I want to ask you guys something. If I did these on a different platform that, let's say, would be more savable, potentially, would you guys show up there? Or you really, I know we love Instagram. But for all the technology glitches, if it was going to be on another platform, I don't know what that is yet. Probably not Facebook. Yeah, like what exactly? I know. I'm looking into it. I'm just want to get like a pulse on all of you guys. Like, do you guys love Soul Circle that then you would be open to going over to that platform if it meant that then the video could save? Or is it that we all just love being in this little cocoon of Instagram? Just like, I'm open to anything. Yes, I'd be there. Yes. Periscope, it's not, I I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it, but feel free to leave your comments of like, yes, you would go onto another platform, because I'm seriously considering it, just because like I love the fact that I can give you guys these replays, you know, and because it's, I mean, like we all come in here and there's some people that miss it, right? And so I want you guys to be able to have the information, and so it doesn't always save, and I'm not super stoked about that. So control what we can control and then release whatever we can't. So I'm somebody who likes to find solutions. So I just want to kind of get in the flow of you guys and see where you would be at, because I know we love Instagram. Sarah Ford, yes, it's helpful to go back and take notes. One, that's awesome that you're taking notes. Fucking love that. Do you guys know that you retain more when you take notes than just listening? So I don't, that's awesome. Just like, I love to hear you and Phil ramble. Hopefully we're doing more than just rambling. Are we giving, do I give good content, good noteworthy content? As Sarah says that she likes to take notes. Indigos, please. All right, I take it that you would like to know about indigos. I wish we could record you. Yeah, that's the whole point of trying to do the recording Instagram live, but if it freaking cuts out like this, then that makes it not fun for everyone. Nobody's having fun in the sandbox when that happens. Thank you, Dragon 3555. You give amazing content. Phil does too. Yes, a little shout out to our brother Phil. Okay. Sarah says, yes, I have a book to prove it. You have a book of notes? Awesome. Love that. Once you start getting to like 20 notebooks, I'm obsessed with, okay, let me stop rambling on that. Okay, Crystal Children too, please. Okay, indigos and Crystal Children. You know what's really funny? Not even kidding. Like behind this area is like my whole note, or my bookshelf. And so one thing I was doing when I was doing Facebook Lives, right? So if you guys go to my like past YouTube stuff, you can see all of my things called Tap In. And what I would do was the questions that would come in to me, I would use books and then randomly open it and then read the answer from there. And then I would start channeling different stuff. So it would be half the answer from the book and half whatever would come up in that moment. It was so synchronistic. I started that when I lived in Sedona. It was a game that we would play with the Keys of Enoch. If any of you guys know what that book is, very few of you may know what that book is. That being said, the 2 books, I was like, okay, well, let me just keep 2 books over here in case, I don't know, I ever want to do it, right? One of which, sticky notes, was Codependency No More. Amazing book, by the way. You should all get it. The other one, I'm not kidding you, and that's like my little stool. My bookshelf is all the way behind. Beyond the Indigo Children. Not even kidding you. So you want to know about, I'm going to do it right now. Randomly open. You want to know about indigos and Crystal Children. 8 intuition principles. Inner essence, complete wholeness. Okay, unique integrity. Interesting. Okay, no, I'm supposed to read here. I would literally just choose a specific place on the page. This is a whole... Wow, I haven't even read this particular chapter, but it's dog-eared both on the bottom. Morning healing. Okay, 30 years ago, I was one of the co-founders of Preschool. We decided to allow children more real experiences, and the morning healing circle was one of our favorite parts of the day. Maybe like Soul Circle. It provided, I don't know if she's going to give any insights into this one. At first, we were viewed with suspicion, but when 100% of our applicants scored off the charts on IQ tests and were admitted into the elite private schools almost impossible to gain entrance to, our waiting list grew quickly into the hundreds, and teachers and administrators from elite private schools, as well as all public and private schools throughout the islands, came to study us to better understand how we had achieved these kinds of qualities and skills in the children under our care. So this is a school that she's talking about with the Indigo and Crystal children. I don't know what chapter. Rethink traditional school setting. Yeah, okay. So what I'm supposed to say with that is, you guys already know this probably. Our school system isn't set up to allow for our greatest creative expression, right? Our greatest creative mind set, right? The school system is set up like a pattern and a program in order to keep us confined into whatever box they want to put us in, right? That's why the school bell goes off at all times. That's programming. That's literally the whole reason why you have a school bell, right? So now we're conditioned to listen to this sound and then act accordingly. So we've been patterned and programmed our whole lives through every different educational structure, right? The thing with Indigo and Crystal children, I'm going to say that I believe, one, they're misunderstood. They're the majority of the ones that have the ADD and the which is, there's no such thing as ADD. I have ADD. It's called multitasking. That being said, some of the autistic children, I believe, are the Crystal children as well. They're pure love. They've you can be a Crystal child and not be autistic, right? And you can be on some level of the spectrum. So it's where part of their brilliance comes in. What I believe, I'll say, is that they're set up as, I'm going to call them reverse anchors. What I mean by that is when you have an anchor on a boat, right, and you drop it into the water so that then you can stay where you're at, right? It's a reverse anchor where they're almost coming from a higher vibration. Their whole operating system is going like 3 to 4 times faster than ours. This is my personal belief, I'll say. Their operating system is going 3 to 4 times faster than ours, frequentially, right? So it's almost like they're in a different dimension, so to speak, right? And how they operate. So they can see things more clearly. They can hear things. They can sense things all more clearly than we can. We're a little bit more dense. So if they're operating at a higher frequency, then they've incarnated on this denser vibrational planet where we exist in order to pull us up like a reverse anchor. So their being here is actually causing our vibrations, one of the causes, causing our vibration to rise. We can help support that in the work, the inner work that we do, releasing our patterns and programs, whether it's school systems or the belief structures or whatever, and doing that inner work. That's how we're going to shift things faster. So it's half the support of them. And I believe that because they've come down here, that's part of why we've moved even faster into more acceptance of inner awareness, right? It's the last 10 years, I would say, it's more open to talk about psychic and spiritual and meditation even, right? Like all of these different things are more acceptable to talk about, where before it was super taboo, or you were still a hippie, or whatever the judgment was, right? So I believe all of that is taking place because of all the Crystal and the Indigo children. So Indigos are usually around like 82. So I think it starts at 82, like 82 to 91, I think, if I'm getting that correct. Some who were born in 81, I've met that are Indigo. But usually it started at 82. That was the year I was born. It goes into about 91, and then anybody beyond 91 is traditionally more Crystal. Pretty sure, yes. Like, I'm pretty sure those are the dates. Does that answer your question? What else is your question with Indigo and Crystal children? They're amazing. They need our love and our support more than being medicated, because they're just... you have to understand how they operate more, right? They communicate in a totally different way. They communicate through emotion. They communicate through intimate connection. They can spot bullshit a mile away. So if you don't come authentic, they can spot that. And then they don't want to connect to anything that's not authentic. So they already sense that. Working with children who are autistic, I've had the pleasure of doing a couple of times. It's always had a special place in my heart because I understand them as the crystal and the indigo. Because they understand, I remember meeting this one girl, and because they don't always know how to verbally talk, right? Or they're more in their cocoon, right? And so her way of communicating, all I had to do was put out my hand. Because this is energy. So they communicate more in energy, which is emotion, right? And that's what I mean by they can sense and feel more accurately authenticity. So all I had to do was put out my hand and allow her to then, if she would like to connect with it, then she could connect with it. And so our communication was literally just palm to palm. And all I was doing was sending her intention of love, and I'm here, I see you, I support you, right? All of that. And coming full, pure, heart, authentic. And that was the intention that I put in between her palm and my palm. And then she just started busting up laughing. And then, we became instant friends. So their connection or their communication style is just different. So when we on this planet tend to see something as different, we tend to, when we don't understand something, we tend to then try to fit it into the box that we think it should be in based on what has made sense to our previous patterning and belief system. And yet, the more that we do that, this is the whole principle behind even our own patterns and our programs, the more that we try to fit ourselves into the already pre-made patterns and programs, the more that we go away from our authentic selves and our authentic connection and our connection to source and fit into a pre-designed box. They're not in that pre-designed box. To a certain extent, none of us are. We're not meant to be. So the more that then we can get out of the understanding of how that, the more that we can understand how that patterned, programmed box works, and then get out of it, the more we will shift the whole collective consciousness. And it goes with your heart and your head. You guys should totally look up Greg Braden. He's doing a lot of work with heart math. They're already scientifically proving that your heart energy, right, in alignment with positive thoughts, because positive thoughts create your intentions, which activate your feelings and emotions, right? So they're connected. When those are connected and sent as a positive intention and then multiplied, it literally changes the vibrational resonance on the planet. It changes the vibrational resonance on the planet. We have all of the power and ability to change the vibrational resonance of the entire planet within our intention and our authentic connection. But we have to figure out how to be in control of it. We have to get out of the loop of the patterns and programs and the belief systems that were put in there or that we took on that aren't ours, and fully release those and create the ones that we want. Or keep the ones that if some patterns are working for you, awesome, keep them. They're great. As long as it aligns with what's of your highest intention that you want to create for your life. But that's very specific too, because do you have the vision on what you want to create for your life? And are you then taking action around creating yourself in that next highest version of yourself and doing whatever that is with your passion and your purpose? That's what I believe we are literally all here to do. Every single person. There is not one person on this planet that doesn't have a gift and a specific purpose that then is meant to turn around, to honor it and cultivate it and create it and figure out what that is and then turn around and share it. Whatever that is. So that's why those are my two biggest passions, is the relationships and the passion and the purpose, because those are also the two things, if you guys heard on the radio, I even said it too. Those are the two elements that allow a soul to have its greatest expression. Tapping into your passion and your purpose, which is your own unique soul's alignment purpose, and relationships, because that's love and connection. Those are the two biggest elements that will allow your soul to have its greatest passion or expression down here. So anytime we're not doing those things, and that includes the relationship with yourself, right? I'm never going to sugarcoat that does not include your relationship with yourself. I know you guys already know that, right? But sometimes we like to forget that. We like to be like, but where is my external soulmate? You guys even saw the quote that I just posted on my page. It's like, until you find it in yourself first and see it, I don't want to say find it in yourself first, until you can see it and honor and recognize it within yourself, how is anybody else going to see it? So that all being said, you mentioned that you lived in Sedona. Looking to book a mini birthday vacation there and wondering if it's worth it. Absolutely. But if you can go, please stay for like a week. Please, like, don't just do a weekend. It does not do the energy and you aligning with the energy any justice if you can't stay for at least like 5 days. Your dreams will be off the hook. You'll have more lucid dreams. You may even start astral traveling or have an out-of-body experience. I had a few while I was out there, totally trippy. You will definitely see aliens. Yes, they exist out there. There are some military things, but there's actual ETs out there as well. The vortexes are real. They're scientifically proven, and you can feel them. You can see the tightness of the vortex based on the trees, the juniper trees that are around. Will actually the bark of the tree, of the juniper tree, will start spiraling. So some of them are going straight up, and then some of them start twisting like this. So that's how energy works anyway, right? That's the same kind of thing with like ley lines. But the tighter the twist on the tree and the branches of the tree, the more intense the vortex. So keep an eye out for that. Nature will always show you externally how the vibration is happening, how the energy around us that we can't see will always have some sort of significance that we can see. We just have to keep our eyes out for it. Okay. Oh my God, you guys, I went way over because of course this didn't stop me. Let's see. Okay, so excited. Can you talk about ley lines? I can, and I did on the previous one, and it didn't save. So I'm going to sign off, but yes, the ley lines are all across the planet. Look up Hartman Gridline, look up Earth ley lines. It was what I was saying, that we have the ability to influence these ley lines with positive intention and positive thought, but they're also what influences our thought. So it was somebody's question on how our thoughts are not our own. It's because we're walking through these ley lines and we're picking up the thoughts and the emotions from these ley lines. But it's how then it's our greatest power to then influence, because the ley lines go across the whole planet. And so if we can track our thoughts and our emotions and actually stream them, or if we're tracking the ones that we don't want, that we're picking up from that field, and then turn around and influence it with a positive thought, emotion, or intention, then that will actually change the vibration on that Hartman line, right? So yes, Hartman Gridlines, absolutely. Cool. I love you guys. This was like a special bonus 20-minute extra. So quick little announcement. I hope you guys stay to listen for these. If you want to watch the replay of the radio show, Adam Harmon Show, that link is on my bio. Reviving Radiance, the webinar 2.0, for anybody who missed the first one. I'm doing a second one. I got a lot of feedback from you guys, so I'm making a couple adjustments based on that. Sessions are available, link in bio. And if you're in Los Angeles for the new moon, I am doing a special Manifest by the Moon workshop with blueprints and everything, so you can figure out how to manifest your dreams and your goals. And then right after that, there will be a separate meditation class. So that's if you're in Los Angeles. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film it or not. I love you guys so much. Thank you always for tuning in to Soul Circle. I'm going to look into potentially another platform because I'm not loving how these are kind of cutting out and it doesn't save the last one. So we'll see if this one saves. Love you. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing night, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.